This is our 1999 BMW Z3. It is in what BMW calls Dunkelgrün 2, which is basically British racing green. It is a great car, as you can see. It's been a lot of fun to own. It's been in our family for...
Since 1998?
Yeah, since 1998 when it was purchased as a 99. It's really in great shape, so I'll take you through the inside a little bit here. Let's take a look here. So you can see it's got some cool features. It's got the upgraded seats with the, I think they call this like ostrich leather patterning. Super interesting. It's of course a manual. That's the most important part, right? But it is a really nice car inside. And as you can see, it's in really remarkable shape for the age that it's in. So let me take you through some of the things that I've done under the hood on this Z3. And some of the things that you might have to do on your Z3. So, this is the motor in a BMW Z3. It's a big inline-six motor stuffed in the back. As you can see, I've done a lot on the cooling systems. This is all new cooling system, brand new OEM radiator, OEM hoses. You don't want to use anything other than BMW hoses. They have a clipping system with O-rings, and you want to make sure you use parts that fit properly. Did do an upgraded water pump. This is a Stewart water pump. You can see I've done the fan delete. The thing with the fan on the Z3, everything is really tight quarters, as you can see in here. And as things age, the fan can actually hit either the radiator or the hood and cause problems. The other thing is this also has a great electric fan in the front. It's a 2-speed electric fan. I checked the electric fan, tested it, installed a high flow water pump, and then also, this is the most important part, installed a lower temperature fan switch on the side here to kick on the electric fan earlier so it doesn't fall behind. It's very important to make sure that you do all these things and that also that you test the relay and the wiring. Some of these, not this one, but some of them were wired wrong, so they only got 1 speed even though it's a 2-speed fan. So I've been through all that to make sure it's right and good. I did the cooling pipes under here, which all this had to come out to replace, so did all that. We've got the adjustable yellow Konis, which are really great. You can dial them in for a firm ride, dial them in for a really soft, comfortable ride. You've got a really nice range of control on those. So that's kind of under the hood. Oh, I also did the ABS ECU, which is a common fault on these. The good thing about those is you can take off the electronic part here. They're just e-Torx bolts, and you can send it off for rebuild. That's a pretty easy process to do. Did that, did the blower motor resistor, which sits under the cowl there. Kind of a little annoying to get to, but an inexpensive part that makes a difference if you don't have all the fan speeds. Again, these are relatively minor things that you'd expect to do on an old car. All in all, the engine itself is in really great shape. It doesn't burn oil, doesn't have any issues. Great overall car to drive. Knock on wood, it's been reliable for all the time that our family's owned it. I don't think it's ever stranded us. So that's a little bit about what we've done under the hood to this BMW Z3 with the M52. One of the other impressive things about the Z3 is the trunk is actually pretty functional. You can do more than a Costco run with this sucker.
And we have.
Yep, so you can see there's quite a bit of space. It's definitely better than Miata and some of its competitors. Some of the other cool things, as being the original family that has owned this, we've got the blanket that came with it. And the other cool thing is the delivery package that came with it, with the cassette and all the stuff, the business CD, the Z3 owner audio program on cassette tape, even though the car doesn't have a cassette, but it's got all the cool stuff. Here's a little bag from BMW. So all kinds of cool stuff that came with the car originally and it's still here. So kind of cool to have all that original stuff with the car. And then, yeah, it's, like I said, a pretty functional trunk. It's got an actual toolkit, battery in the trunk, big battery. We just did a battery in there. The tire sits under the car, actually. So that's the tool to undo the tire. And that is the trunk on the BMW Z3. 2.3, but fun fact, it's actually a 2.5 liter. So let's tell the story about the ownership and how we came to own the car.
My parents bought this as a brand new vehicle in the fall of 1998. It's a 1999 model, and drove it. This was my mom's commuter car for most of her career, or since 98 anyway. And fast forward to about 4-ish years ago,
About that.
my dad gave it to us. It was in used shape when we took it on. Needed a lot of it was a almost 25-year-old car at that point. So it was time for a lot of renewal.
That's right.
Thank goodness for this guy.
So yeah, it's been pretty good since. It's really, I mean, for a car that's got, what, 129,000 miles on it, it doesn't use any oil, it doesn't have any problems, knock on wood, the air conditioning works great. I don't know, what else?
It's fun to drive.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's unique about this is it's the classic inline-six BMW motor. So it's that classic sound, it's that classic torque. It's not the highest power motor. I don't think it makes much more than a Miata in terms of power, but it sounds great, makes great torque. It's very comfortable.
Yep.
So thankfully your parents got the upgraded seat option when they spec'd this out. It's got the interesting ostrich, I think is what they call it, leather, which has the little speckles you can kind of see there on the back of the seat. Neat of the time, so to speak, in BMW land, but very comfortable, very pleasant to be in, quiet for a convertible of this era. Your parents did a top once, I think?
At least once. It might have been two. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
It's a really nice top, though. It's canvas top, really high quality. They had a great shop do it. So it's really quiet going down the freeway. I mean, you can do the speed limit at least, and it's quiet and comfortable and not a problem to cruise around and have fun in. I don't know, what do you enjoy about driving it versus some of our other manual cars? And of course it's a manual, so gotta mention that, kind of left the best for last there. But what do you enjoy about it?
It's just got that low center of gravity with a really strong low end torque to it. So it's just got a really powerful feel to it, even though it really isn't the fastest or it's not the fastest car in the world, but it just feels like it's a solid, planted, yet it's got that little, that little peppiness to it that's really nice. We're not going very fast right now. We're cruising through some beautiful scenery right now, but it can hang in the freeway no problem. It's a nice cruiser car with the windows down, and obviously it's a convertible, so we do enjoy driving it with the convertible top down. So it does its job as a daily, but it's also a nice, just spend fun time together car.
I think I'd agree. I think the other thing about these that's worth knowing and maybe looking for one, if you're looking for an inexpensive, fun car, you get the classic inline-six from BMW. It's from an era when they were pretty durable and reliable. They weren't as problem prone as some of the later years. Everything is built really well in this car. It's got its issues with plastics, like I mentioned about the door handle and everything, but the plastic quality, the interior in general, like the feel of it when you put your hand on the dash and everything else, feels really high quality. In fact, we test drove, was it 2004 X3 manual, and the interior quality wasn't anywhere near the same in terms of the way it felt. So I'd say the quality is really good. The other thing is it's a very tactile car. The power steering response is great. The buttons click in a really tactile way. It's technically, I think it's an E37 is the platform, but it's the E36 era that everyone loves, and the sedans and the coupes have gotten nuts in price. You can get these for pretty reasonable money. So you're getting an inline-six, you're getting a manual, of course, which is one of the really important things. You're getting a tactile car that's really well engineered. Because they're convertibles and fun cars, they don't have the 200,000+ miles on them typically that you see on a coupe or a sedan or some of the wagons, which would still love to find one of those. It'd be really cool, yeah. With the panel roof.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, we have a convertible now, but
anyway, you see those with 225, 250,000 miles with the same motor. And in my mind, I'd love to own one, but that's kind of the end of that motor's life. But you'll find these with, I mean, we're at the higher end mileage wise and we have no issues, but you'll see them with 80, 90,000 miles and they're selling for very reasonable money. So I think it's a great value in the kind of sports car, convertible, fun to drive car that you can buy for modest money and still have a lot of fun and still be in a BMW and be comfortable. It's got heated seats. It's got all the features that you'd want in terms of...
Without being filled with computers and screens. It's just so nice to almost feel disconnected when we're in this car, not to have the navigation and all the controls be behind a screen. It's just everything's a dial, everything's a button, and there's nothing distracting me from the road, which is great. That's
right. We even left the original BMW business CD radio, which I think is such funny terminology from BMW of that era. But yeah, we even left that because it just, the red screen with the dot matrix display is super cool and of the era, but everything else is really great about it. I mean, it got it to a point where there are no lights on the dash, no airbag light, nothing. Everything is working exactly as designed. And let me tell you, it really does make a difference. So after I rebuilt the ABS ECU, it does stop better, it does have better brake feel. So it's really worth spending the time fully sorting one of these and getting it to the point where there are no lights, there are no issues. They're honestly not that hard to work on. There's some good resources online, good videos, not too bad to work on. So it's been a really fun journey with the car. It's fun to drive, it's comfortable, like we said, and very tactile. And I think there's the clown shoe, which is the coupe. Yes. So there's the Roadster and the clown shoe, and
which my parents were vehemently against when they were shopping for these.
I would love to own one.
No way in the world. That was such an ugly car to them, and I just so close.
They're coming down to modest money now. They used to be 20, 25 grand to buy one, but they've come down quite a bit. I think what's interesting about those, and tell me if you know of anything else, and maybe if you all know anything, put it down in the comments. Are there any other manual rear-wheel drive hatchback that you can buy?
From that era, or?
Just in general. I'm just trying to think who else made a manual rear-wheel drive hatchback that you could buy. Maybe in the 60s, like a AMC Gremlin or something like that.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
But I'm thinking like 80s and newer, our generation.
All front-wheel drive.
It's all front-wheel drive. I mean, you got the all-wheel drive Golf and GTI,
sure,
but that's...
Not GTI though, right? It's just
not GTI, sorry,
the
R. And the Focus RS, which we almost bought. But those are all front-wheel drive, transverse mounted engines. They're really front-wheel drive platforms. I can't think of anything.
I can't think. If you can't think of it, I'm not gonna be able to think of it.
If you can think of it, put it down in the comments.
It's hard to keep this thing at 15 miles an hour though.
Just wants to go?
It just wants to go.
It is like your typical European car. You look at the speedometer and you realize, oh, I'm going that fast.
Oh, oops.
Which is very surprising in a car that's, what is it, 20, how many years old?
It's 27 this year.
It's 27 years old. It does not drive like it's a 27-year-old car. Nor does it look like it, to be honest. I mean, I think that's a testament to having lived in Southern California and South Carolina and places that really didn't eat rubber seals, but everything is still pliable and really in great shape. So,
and it's obviously it was a commuter car for 10, 15 years, so it got its fair share of road warrior badges to show for it. The front end, a little speckled.
Gravel trucks had their way with the...
It was a tough part of town that she commuted through, so it shows. But other than that, paint's in a remarkable shape.
Well, and this was the era where BMW did have pretty good paint. It's what BMW calls Dunkelgrün 2. I'm probably mispronouncing.
How did you even know that?
It says it on the shock tower.
Oh, of course, because everyone reads the shock tower.
I mean, I spent a lot of time in there fixing the motor, so I was staring at it while I was cursing. But it is BMW's version of British Racing Green, which I think is something your dad really...
That was their kind of one of their must-haves, was this had to be British Racing Green, which is ironic for being a German car.
That's right.
It's okay.
And I think one thing that's cool is, during this era, this is the first generation of the Z3. It was in 2001. They got a mid-cycle refresh, and they changed a little bit. But the 6-cylinder cars in '99 were wide body, and so The rear has kind of a really nice stance to it, but yet it's a very vintage looking car. I think the interesting thing too about these is we've ridden it all the way through, right? When we took it over 4 years ago, it was just old, and you'd see really beat up ones on the road and you'd think like, oh, do I wave to them? Or is that just like, do I just look down and pretend like I didn't notice the completely wrecked Z3 that was passing me? But now they've kind of
making this upswing.
Yeah, I mean, they're still really modest money, like I said, but you see more in better shape. I think the bad ones have been parted out and the good ones are being cared for. But you see them and they've become that vintage cool now, I think, because it is the E36, E37 platform. It does have that tactile feel. It really is a good driving car.
Well, and we even talked about where would we keep this or move it along, and I think every time we get in it and drive it, it's hard to want to get rid of it.
That's right. I mean, I think part of my reason for not wanting to get rid of it is I look at what they get on the market right now, and I think, gosh, it's a lot of car for that money, and ours is in remarkably good shape. So that's part of my hesitation to get rid of it. Is we look at a lot of cars, as you know from watching our channel, and maybe I'm just a little OCD, maybe we're extra careful about things, but gosh, the stuff we see when you go to look at a used car, it just shocks and stuns me, I think is the words that I would use. And you get in this and I mean, there's some things that have a little bit of wear, but I mean, it's doesn't feel like an ancient car to me.
Nope.
So
I would agree.
This is one of our favorite parks to drive through. This is Saguaro National Park. If you're seeing what's out the windows here, it's a super cool drive. If you're ever in the area of Tucson, Saguaro National Park is a really, really cool stop to drive through.
We've ridden our bikes through here.
We have.
I don't advise that.
It was
Actually,
fun.
it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But be ready for it. It is not for the novice bike rider. That is for sure.
There's a sign. We'll put a thing on the screen.
Yeah.
Where they show a biker going down and hitting a rock. So it's very steep.
That was a little intimidating to see that as I'm going down that hill on my two wheels.
It was a fun ride though. We actually should do that again because that was pretty cool. But that's kind of our take on the Z3 M52 TU powered manual.
You sound like
Roadster.
the kid from Christmas Story where you're describing the Red Ryder BB gun.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as we continue to row the gears.